It's Thursday, June 29th, 2023. If you hear some snoring or any other type of noises, it's Nugget. She's sitting right across from me. She's out cold, so just in case. But today, we have a few things to talk about. Before we do, please make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, share these videos. But let's get right into it. A few articles I want to discuss with all of you. Also, reading some of the comments last night, and some of this brought to my attention, there were a few people that really are having some real serious financial trouble. We're going to see more of this. We're going to hear more of this. But one woman asked if people would pray for her. So if you have a minute tonight, pray for this woman. She's having financial difficulty right now, and some other people also in the comments. So let's take a minute and pray for these people, because I believe in the power of prayer. Let's pray for people who are struggling right now, who need help. They're having financial trouble, and it's more than one person. There's a lot of people in the comment section that are struggling right now. Let's pray for these people, because nobody is immune from this. Anybody can come into a really bad situation here very, very quickly. Somebody could lose a job tomorrow. It can happen to any one of us. So let's pray for the people out there, if we have a minute, just to ask for some help. Also, it's getting very, very hot out. Let's make sure that we're paying attention to our animals, especially our dogs, that they're not out too long. You know, I have a soft spot in my heart for dogs. I know that there's going to be demons out there that hate that I discuss animals and my love and passion for animals, but that's too bad. I love animals, always have, always will. So make sure that you put extra food away from them, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week. We got to make sure that we're preparing for our pets also, and make sure that you don't leave them in the car. Make sure you don't leave them outside too long. I think we're around 100 today. That's not hot for us right now, but I think this weekend we're going to be about 113. So the heat's finally arriving. But I know out in Texas, down south, they are in a heating bubble. So make sure we don't forget our pets. But let's get into what's happening now with the economy. Markets across the board did very well today. I think NASDAQ was down a little bit. Dow was way up. And that just tells you and I that prepare for another rate hike in July. It's coming. And this article today on the Hedge, rate hike odds spike after strong GDP. Not just a strong GDP, but the jobless claims went down. GDP got revised to, I believe, 2%. And it doesn't look like the Fed is cooling the economy down. People are still out spending. And so right now they're saying there's a 90% chance that we are going to get a rate hike this coming July. So less people filing jobless claims, markets up today, GDP revised to 2%. Everything's fine, ladies and gentlemen, although there's people in the comments telling you and I how bad it's beginning to hit home. People need prayer, they need help, and this is the real world. I don't believe all this data and the revisions. This is going to get bad, and they can tell us every day that the recession's coming, when you and I know the recession is already here. It's already been here. We're waiting for the depression to hit. Wolfstreet.com, waiting for the promised recession. Economic growth even stronger than feared. Treasury yields spike. The 2-year Treasury yields up 15 basis points. Oh, excuse me. The 10-year. The 10-year Treasury yields today up 15 basis points. I think we're about 3.85% on the 10-year. 30-year fixed mortgage rate, I think, sitting a little bit over 7%. Ladies and gentlemen, that's telling you and I that they're expecting the Fed to continue to raise rates. The Fed has jacked up interest rates to over 5% to slow down this circus, and instead we're getting accelerated growth. This does not make sense. Please comment down below. What do you blame this on? How are we seeing accelerated growth when the Fed has rates at over 5% right now. And we're seeing a revision in GDP. We're seeing jobless claims go down. We're seeing markets continue to go up. GDP growth raised to 2%. And how much of this do you blame, or how much of this is all the money being sent over to Ukraine? How much of this GDP growth is money that we're sending over to Ukraine right now? Consumers are still spending any way they can, and you know how they're doing it. They're doing it with a lot of debt. They're doing it with a lot of credit cards. How about government consumption jumping 5%? How much does this play in GDP? All this government spending. Who's spending? The government's spending. Why is the GDP up? Because the government's spending a lot of money overseas, and with God knows what else they're spending on. I mean, the waste that this government spends, you can't even keep up with it. But, you know, take into account the $4 trillion debt ceiling rise. The government is spending so much money. So is it really a surprise to see GDP growth rise when you have the government spending so much money? The hedge today, initial jobless claims unexpectedly tumbled last week. So the number came in today, 239,000. That's down from 265,000 the prior week. This is not what the Fed wants to see after raising rates 500 basis points. This is not what they want to see. And this to me now guarantees that we will see another rate hike in July. And they're now saying that there's a 50% chance that we could see more than 2 rate hikes this year. And if we keep seeing numbers like this, we're going to continue to see rates rise. And while rates rise, we're going to continue to see the U.S. government spend more money than a drunken sailor. The government cannot control itself. And this is where I think we're going to really run into big trouble here, is you have the Fed raising rates and you have the U.S. government outspending the Fed. This is going to, I think this is a bad combination, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is going to spell big, big trouble. Here's another one. Which I thought was very interesting, coming from the hedge. Another middle-class spending barometer flashes red. Rolex watch prices near 2-year low. So we saw an explosion in Rolex watches, everybody buying a Rolex watch. And I would watch a lot of these gray market watch videos where people were buying, you know, 25, 50, 100,000, $250,000, $1 million watches like they were going out of style. And not to judge anybody, but you would see the type of people, you know, a year ago, 2 years ago, walk into these gray market watch dealers, into these showrooms, and they would buy a $100,000 watch like it was nothing. And you look at the person buying this watch, and there was just something off. You know, trucker hat, ripped T-shirt. It just didn't look like the type of person or average person that would be buying, you know, a $100,000 watch. But this became so trendy because there was so much crypto money out there, so much money, NFTs and real estate money, and now it's all disappearing, and the market, the secondary market, is plunging. The Bloomberg Subdial Watch Index, which tracks prices of the 50 most traded watches by value on the secondary market, continues falling from record highs reached in April of 2022. Prices are approaching the lowest point in 2 years, it says. Discretionary items like watches are plunging as fast as the prices now are plunging. Diamond spending is down. Gucci handbag sales down. So we're beginning to see a slowdown in these luxury products. And what is this telling us? Well, we're seeing a lot of money now being vacuumed out of the economy. Cash is being pulled out of the economy. And all of this crypto FOMO, the crazy real estate FOMO, it's all gone now. And a lot of this really supported this watch demand, the diamond demand, the Gucci demand, these luxury products. And now that this is not in existence like it once was, we're beginning to see a massive slowdown in these luxury goods, especially the luxury watch market. So what is that telling us? It's people don't have the discretionary ability to spend like they did a year or two ago. And this is going to continue. So they can tell us, you know, about GDP. They can tell us about job numbers and unemployment and all this. But I'll tell you what's more accurate. This is a lot more accurate right here. What's happening with Rolex prices, what's happening in the luxury product market. People aren't buying like they once did. And these prices have a long way to go down. They're going to continue to go down because there's going to be less and less people who can go out and buy a $50,000 or $100,000 watch. And we're going to continue to see this also in the supercar and hypercar market too. I know that sales have been way up, but sales are up because many of these cars were ordered a year ago, 2 years ago. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the exotic car market, hyper and supercars next year. There's always going to be wealthy people, and they're always going to buy these type of cars. But when we look at the watch market, it got so blown up with FOMO because of all this cheap, easy money, all the NFTs, all the cryptos. People flipping houses like it was nothing. This is all drying up. So the watch market is going down, way down. It's coming back to earth. And I think we're going to see this just like we're seeing in diamonds and Gucci handbags and other products. I think we're going to see this in the exotic car market also. Here's another one. U.S. pending home sales plunge more than expected. Down 2.7% month over month, down 21% year over year. Now people will say, but new home sales are up. Yes, but new home builders slashed prices 20% over the last 6 months. They threw in massive incentives, did massive buy downs. So they're doing whatever they can to move these houses. So that's interesting. Pending home sales down 21% year over year. So we're seeing watch sales down, we're seeing home sales down, pending home sales down, and it's going to continue to go down because guess what? People are losing jobs. Real wages are not keeping up with inflation. And it's no matter how much they tell you how great everything is, every time you go to the store, it seems like you're paying more and more and getting less and less. Somebody I follow quite a bit, Doug Casey. And if you go to Doug Casey, theinternationalman.com, he's got some really good articles there. But he just wrote an article, and I'm going to paraphrase through this, but it's titled, What's Really Making Many Americans Fat, Sick, Poor, and Stupid? What is it? Doug Casey says nearly half of Americans have at least one chronic condition, and that number is growing. 1 in 3 Americans is either overweight or obese. Really sad when you think about the disease that comes out of obesity and just the unhealthy lifestyle. Talks about what are we going to see more of in America? We're going to see more old, more sick, more poor, and more stupid. It says people are eating too much junk food, too much processed food, too much sugar, too much salt, too many carbs. And I agree 100%. And somebody will say, well, what's the solution, JB? What's the solution? Well, the solution is this: get off the couch. Get off the couch. Get off the X. Start moving. Start cutting down on this garbage food you're eating. Look, we're all guilty. I'm guilty to a degree also. Sometimes it's convenient. Sometimes it just tastes good. We're all guilty. But I've cut a lot of it out of my life. And, I'm trying to train more and more, trying to eat a little bit better. And just make a better effort with my diet, but being more active. So the solution is this: get off the couch, get off the X, start getting a little more active, start cutting out some of the garbage food, the processed food filled with chemicals. And let me tell you this, this is definitely not the solution, taking a pill. Pills, ladies and gentlemen, we have a society now addicted to pills and pharmaceuticals. There's only one way to get healthy. There's only one way to lose weight. And that's just old-fashioned, hard work, exercise, and diet. That's the bottom line. We are lazy now in America. And, if there's a magic pill out there, we'll take it. But there is no magic pill, ladies and gentlemen. The bottom line is you got to get off the couch. There is no miracle pill. Hard work, diet, exercise, that's how you get in better shape. You got to want it. You got to make the effort. You got to make the sacrifice. Too many people just believe that a pill is going to fix their life in so many different ways, not just losing weight. One of the best things we can all be doing right now is getting in better physical shape. And getting in better physical shape is going to get you in better mental shape too. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more respect for yourself. You're going to have more confidence. You're going to work better. You're going to be more efficient at work. You're just gonna have a different outlook in life. And look, where we're heading now with a collapsing economy, where we're seeing things go, you don't want to be out of shape. You don't want to be dependent on a drug or a pill. You want to be as self-sufficient as humanly possible right now, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. You do not want to be on pills and drugs. Get off the garbage food, start exercising, start walking, do something. I personally today, I went in, did an hour of jiu-jitsu, and it's about 100 degrees today. It was hot. And you know, it's a tough workout. It really is. And some days I just don't want to go. I don't want to do it. But I will not allow myself not to do it because I know the benefits of it. You're not going to get that in a pill, ladies and gentlemen. If you go for a good walk today, a swim, a bike ride, you're doing jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai, boxing, we should all be doing this stuff just so that we're a harder target, so that we have self-defense skills. A pill is not going to give that to you. You need to go out and you need to train and you need to get in a regimen. You have to put structure in your life. And I know most people, this will go in one ear and out the other because it takes work. You're going to sweat. It takes time. It's hard. And especially when you first start, you're sore and you're tired. And that's the hardest part. If you can just start and get past that 30 days, you'll never look back. But I just think that no matter what it is, you have to be doing something. You have to find an activity that you like. And personally, with everything we're seeing with crime taking place in America, you really need to be learning self-defense skills. So not only are you learning self-defense skills, you're getting in better physical shape. And this is going to make you less of a target because when you're in better shape, when you have more confidence, when you're walking with confidence, bad people are going to stay away from you. They're looking for weak targets. People glued to their phone, people who are hunched over because they spend so much time on their phone and they're hunched over. They can't walk very well. They don't look strong. They have no confidence. That's who criminals are going after. That's who they're going to go after. So put the odds in your favor. Get off the couch, start training. That's my advice. And, you know, that's not, I'm not giving anybody an attitude. I'm not judging anybody. I don't want to see people victimized. I don't want to see people victims of crime. I don't want to see people obese and unhealthy. I want to see each and every one of you in the best shape of your life. We could all, everybody, look, me personally, I could be doing more. I could be going to the gym a little more. I could maybe be doing a little bit more jiu-jitsu. I could be doing something. I could be eating a little bit cleaner. We could all be doing a little bit more. But the bottom line is this: what are you doing right now? Are you doing anything to get better? Because I think even if you do a little, that's going to give you the advantage in life. And I think that once you do a little and you see the benefit of that, you're gonna train a little harder because you know you can do it, and you're going to be healthier. You're going to be more confident. Everything. And if you get into a situation, they're looking for people who cannot fight back. And if you're obese and you're tired and you can't move, you're going to be a victim. So get in shape right now. Enough of that. Let's go to another one today from the New York Post. I watched this video. A homeless camp taking over a 2-mile stretch steps away from Universal Studios in the Hollywood area. This is unbelievable. Watching this video, 2 miles of homeless camps and busted down campers in RVs taking over Hollywood. It's unbelievable. It really is. I mean, is this really now the norm? This is becoming more and more normal now, at least here in California. Piles of trash, makeshift camps stretched along the road with feces and bottles of urine. That's what's happening right there next to Universal Studios. 40,000 tourists daily go to Universal Studios, and this is now what they're driving by. Nearby businesses complain about the foul smells from trash bags piling up and the porta potties that have been put there by local authorities. It's now coming to people's front doors. People said, oh, that'll never happen in my area. Well, now look at all these business owners. They said people are coming in and want to use their bathrooms. They're stealing from them. The business owners can smell this. And you think as a patron that you want to go to a business where you're smelling feces and urine because you have a 2-mile homeless encampment right next to these businesses? People are going to go, I'm not going to shop here. I'll drive somewhere else and shop somewhere else. So what happens to business owners? They lose business. They go out of business because nobody is protecting these businesses. And now these people are actually walking into their businesses, and they're walking right in front of houses, camping out on lawns. This is what's happening. And then sooner or later they'll be walking into these people's houses if it hasn't already happened. I want to finish with this last article. This comes from Irvine, California, South Orange County. The Irvine Spectrum, been there many, many times when I lived in Orange County. Nice area, nice shopping, minutes from the beach. But this is what's happening now in South Orange County, where people thought that they were safe. Armed thieves steal kids' shoes at Irvine Spectrum Mall restroom. They followed 4 kids. 2 thieves armed with a handgun followed 4 kids into a bathroom facility at Irvine Spectrum and took their shoes. And there is security footage of this. They're walking out of the bathroom, walking through Irvine Spectrum with 4 pairs of shoes from these kids. This is what is happening now everywhere. And if you've been to Irvine, it's one of the safest cities in America. And now this is what's happening in one of the safest cities in America. So nobody is immune from what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody is immune from losing a job. Nobody is immune from violence. So do everything you can in your power to not lose your job. Be as efficient as possible. You do not want to lose a job right now, especially if it's a good job, a good paying job. Do whatever you need to do to keep that job. Make sure when you're out that you're paying attention. I mean, this could have been really, really bad. This could have been really, really bad. But if this can happen in Irvine, California at the Spectrum, it can happen where you are at. This is one of the safest cities year after year in America, and it's happening in Irvine. So be careful. Know where you're at. Know your environment. For people who have the ability to carry, I'll say, tools, who are permitted to do that, you need to be training. You need to be prepared because this is going to continue to happen everywhere. And we're going to see it happen more and more in nicer areas because the thieves know where the money is. They feel that when they go to a nice area that they're not going to deal with any confrontation. People pretty much in these areas are going to roll over because they're some of the most unprepared people. When you go to these wealthy areas, most of these people are on their phones. They're completely asleep. They have no idea what's happening in the world. They live in bubbles, and the thieves know that. They're coming to the bubbles. So make sure that you're not a victim of this. I'm going to leave it there today. God bless every one of you. So much happening. Please, again, make sure to pray for the people in the comment sections, the people that need prayer, that need some help right now financially. They're feeling a lot of pain. More pain's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Any one of us could be there. So let's make sure that we're praying for one another. I believe in the power of prayer. And, let's stay together as a community. And thank you so much for the prayers. Thank you for the comments. God bless every one of you. Have a great day.